together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle, and I'm joined here as always by Tim's chair, special guest Tim's chair in the chat here today. But today we have only 3 games in the NHL. I haven't moved on any of them yet, and it's really tough to find a spot I truly like in this NHL card. I was looking at Montreal a little bit. Except for the Devils, look like they're going to potentially go with Nico Dawes instead of Vitek Vanacek. I wanted to fade Vanacek. Dawes has been the better of the goaltenders. Very limited sample size with him, though. But we had 3 games in the NHL, and we had 10 games in the NBA. So we have plenty of NBA to talk about for today. It looks like probably going to be a light card for me. I'll let Tim come back. I won't have it. Just have his show his chair there. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we'll take a look back at what happened yesterday. 1 went right and 1 went wrong in the world of sports betting. And yesterday had the potential to be a phenomenal day. It was still a profitable day. Don't get me wrong, up 1.56 units. I started off the day 7-0, and I finished out the day 0-4. So it was one of those, and I should have swept hockey last night. And I know, whatever, but I should have swept hockey last night. I swept college basketball 4-0, Samford +2, Samford +110, both winners there. They go into Western, and they get the job done there. Richmond heads into Duquesne, +3.5, +150, double winner there. 4-0, up 1.52 units. That's all I had in college basketball. Nothing outgraded well enough for me to make a move. I only have 2 plays in college basketball today. Again, I was looking to make a third play, but that line went from an 8 to an 8.5, and then it went from like 3.8 points of value to 3.3 points of value, so I never moved on them with I believe it was Cornell against Army there. Colgate, not Cornell. Colgate. So and the NHL went 3-2 yesterday, and I kind of tried to explain this to you, Tim, yesterday, and it kind of came to fruition there. There are no traps in the NHL. Or there's not as many traps in the NHL as
just take the free money and move on. Okay.
Well, the markets are not efficient enough in the NHL for there really to be traps. They don't get the volume that the NBA does. They don't get the volume that the NFL does. They don't get the volume that college football does. So sometimes if it looks easy, it is easy. And they come in. Colorado -130 looked a little dicey there, though. It was 4-2 Ottawa at one point. And then Colorado came storming back. And one thing I was kind of pissed about with that game is I was staring at the alternative over 9.5 at +500. Never bet it. And the game finished 7-4. So once was 4-2 Ottawa, 5 unanswered goals to end the game for the Avalanche. Avalanche money line, Avalanche team total over. The team total over was as easy as it gets. And the money line was nice as well. Chicago Blackhawks. God damn it. That was way too stressful a game for it to be Sharks and Blackhawks. You see what that game went down to?
No.
Shootout. And it was an 8-round shootout.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it never went out.
Yeah, I was joking around. Like, last night I was thinking, like, man, the hockey gods are dicks. Sharks and Blackhawks, the 2 worst teams in the NHL. You know what this game needs?
A 1-1 shootout.
And a shootout. Yes. But Chicago got the job done. We cashed at the Blackhawks. They play again today. We'll break down that game. That one is kind of an interesting matchup. We'll break down that one later. And the reason why I said I should have swept the NHL yesterday, my 2 losses both had multi-goal leads. Toronto had a 2-0 lead at one point. Now, granted, Edmonton tied it early in the third period. Arizona had a 2-goal lead in the third period. Gave up 2 goals within a span of 1 minute and 7 seconds and lost in overtime on a power play. Or on a penalty kill. So both my dogs lost. They blew double digit. They blew 2-goal leads. And one thing I saw in the NHL, which makes me very wary of betting any favorites today, especially with the short card. I noticed short cards generally lend themselves to more dogs as well. Favorites went 8-0 straight up yesterday and 6-2 on the puck line. So the favorites absolutely slaughtered yesterday. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw one, maybe two of the dogs went outright today. So hockey went 3-2 up 1 unit yesterday. NBA 0-2 down 0.96 units. Just a reminder to me to stop betting the NBA, even though I will cap today's card. And I am looking at a few spots on today's card. NBA has just been annoying and it's been rough and it's been frustrating, but hopefully today we'll figure it out. So overall 7-4 up 1.56 units. And we are back in the black for January, 116, 124, and 2 up 0.3 units. So we're up 0.3 units so far through 16 days of January. Let's hope to get even more into the black today.
Yeah, we're still way in the green for 2024 on the site, up 14.5 units. But yesterday was a negative day. And it happens. We had a lot there was a lot more plays up on the site for college basketball than you bet, Nick. Samford, you did have that one. That was a nice winner there. Xavier, -5.5. They won by 14. Very nice. I like this Xavier team. I think I want to ride them. I think I want to take Xavier to win the Big East. I think I want to try to ride them out for a little bit. Colorado, you had. Nice winner there for you. Cincinnati, -2.5 versus TCU. Never in doubt. Totally didn't need overtime. Bama, -14.5 winner. Richmond, +4 winner. So start off the night really well. Yeah. Eastern Michigan, loser. Miami of Ohio, loser. The Nuggets, loser. Let's not overreact over one game, guys. Jokic is still better than Embiid. They rematch in a week in Denver. Let's see if Embiid shows up. Northern Illinois, +4, loser. Kansas State. You know what, Nick? When a top 10 team is a pick 'em, you fade them. Kansas State, outright winner by 4 in overtime. We got hooked by SMU. We had a -13.5. They win by 13. Dayton wins by 5. We had them -13. You got the Blackhawks. Didn't get Arizona or Toronto. Iowa State fell apart late in that game. Colorado State barely won as a 15.5 point favorite. But once again, it's the system plays, Nick. There were 3 teams of ranked versus unranked yesterday, and they all won. New Mexico covered, Kansas State, and Cincinnati. Unranked versus ranked system plays have been money. So I'd love to see that, but we were down 1.33 units on the day. Still up 14.5 on the month, so ready to jump into it. By the way, Nick, I'm hearing Blackhawks and Canadians win today now. So let's get it.
Blackhawks and Canadians?
Red Wings and Canadians.
Okay. We'll get into that.
Nicholas Handy coming in saying hi. Marcos, what's up, my guys? Let's get it. Let's cash today. Hit the like button, people. Show some appreciation. Subscribe and share. Time, lots of NBA. Let's effing go. Value. Yes, NBA. Y'all late. Blame Nick. MVP Embiid outdueled former MVP Joker last night. Scored points, more points than him, and his former team won. And his team won. So Embiid made his case. Yeah, he did the same thing last year, and then didn't show up for the Denver game. So I'm not worried about this game. I'm worried about the next one. Clips beat Oklahoma City, and Oklahoma City has lost 2 in a row now on a losing streak. Yeah, they did not look good last night.
They were covering late, and then they fell apart within the last 2 minutes. It was so frustrating.
Yeah. Got the Raptors at a 2 and a hook last night. Now it's at a 1. Raptors. Oh, they're against Miami. I'm probably not betting the game. Phoenix comes back, come all the way back from down 22 points to throw in the Kings. Yeah, that looked like a crazy game. Obviously I only had the one bet. But wow, yeah. Came back from down. They were down 14 points or down 13 points going into the fourth quarter, and they won.
Imagine having the Kings money line last night.
Yeah. Kings covered the spread. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Brad. Good morning, guys. What are y'all doing? We're rooting for Buffalo. Sup, Twins? What's up, money line Mills? Go A's. Yes, go A's. Tim, I hit the share button. Hit the thumbs up. Appreciate it, Brett. Good morning. Good morning, Big Mouth Rob. Good morning. System plays went 3-0. Yes, they did yesterday. That's at least one of the good things is that my system plays. I need to go back and just look at all the different system plays that I had and see how they did. Maybe I do that when Nick breaks down hockey, is I'm going to go back and see how the system plays have worked throughout the year. Washington and Rangers. Yes, sir. Kansas State. Money line, baby. What a sweat. Let's get it. Stack pods, Cleveland Cavaliers +4.
It's a play I was looking at. I was looking at the Cavs a little bit.
Who do they got again?
Milwaukee.
I kind of like that. I might be on them. Houston beats the checking Nets. Did Houston play yesterday? No. Houston plays today, and they're against. No, they don't. Houston doesn't play today. The Houston Rockets playing tonight? No. Oh yeah, sorry, they're against the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Black. We don't need that negative energy.
No, they won last night. They cashed the ticket last night.
Oh yeah, last night they won. Nick, you didn't jump on Phoenix money line when they were down 22?
Nope, I didn't even look at the game. All right, I looked at it. Lean Kings and didn't bet it.
Juan already knows. Tigers -3 today. Yes. Houston -11. Houston first half. Houston still. Oh, you're going. Cougars today. They got it. They got a good matchup today. Like they're playing a ranked team, I believe. Yeah, Texas Tech could be a good game. I'm not gonna bet it. Let's jump into hockey, Nick.
Yeah, and I haven't bet anything in hockey yet, and I'm trying to decide whether or not I'm going to or not. But we'll get into it here as we have the Montreal Canadiens and the New Jersey Devils. Devils -180 favorites. Total of 6.5 in this game. This was the game I was kind of leaning most towards betting. Let's get into it here. On the money line, we have 34% of the tickets and 90% of the cash is on the Montreal Canadiens. They are not many people are going to be laying $1.80 though with the Devils. Line open or 75% of the tickets are on the over. I forgot to go over the line history in this spot here. Let me get up the line history here, where this line opened up at a -230 for Montreal or for New Jersey. It's down to a 174. Big move towards Montreal, and I was leaning Montreal in this game, and I still might get to Montreal. I don't know yet. Line opened up at a 6.5 -120. It's down to a 6.5 -101. And that's probably a reflection of, and the line moving down is kind of interesting too, kind of a reflection of them going to Nico Dawes in this game rather than Vitek Vanacek, which Dawes has been the better of the two goaltenders. My projected goaltenders are Samuel Montembeault and Nico Dawes. Montembeault is confirmed. Dawes is likely. Montembeault 9-6-4, 2.89 goals allowed average, and 909 save percentage. On the flip side, very limited sample size for Dawes, but he's been the better goaltender in New Jersey. 3-2 with a 2.63 goals allowed average and a 921 save percentage. He's been the better of the two. And when you look at this matchup here, the more and more I looked at it, I thought I was going to be very interested in the Canadiens. And now I think this line's about right because I have this game projected at around minus 170 range for the Devils, minus 180 range for the Devils. If anything, I think this under has some appeal in this game. Now, I want to see what the Devils have done without Hughes in the lineup, because Hughes has been out for the last few games. Now, granted, this is actually, I forgot about this. On the puck line at home, the Devils are 2-18.
Mm-hmm.
They are not a team at home that's covering puck lines. Now, granted, their last win at home, they did cover the puck line. It was a 4-2 win over Chicago. They didn't cover the plus 2.5, though, or the minus 2.5. But they're a team that wins close competitive games. So if you, once again, I mean, if you're looking maybe this could be a plus 1.5 situation but that's minus 160. I really don't have any appeal on that. I have a feeling that we get two dogs at least cover the puck line today. Now, granted, the puck lines are minus 160, minus 140, minus 110 today, so probably not saying too much there. But I lean under. I lean under at 6.5 in this game. And I've got to decide whether or not I'm going to pull the trigger on it. The line movement makes me think under. The cash flow makes me think under. And Nico Dawes being in that kind of makes me think under as well. So that's kind of my lean at the moment. I want to see what these two teams recently. The Devils are about 50-50. They've played a couple unders as of late, though. A 3-0 loss against the Bruins, a 4-1 win against the Panthers. On the flip side, Montreal's been a little bit of an under machine. They went over in their last game against Colorado, but previous to that, they went under against Edmonton, San Jose, and Philly. I have a feeling I might move on this under 6.5 in this spot.
Sorry, I'm currently tracking to see what exactly the system play has done. And I'm just real quick for the system plays. I'm just gonna figure out for 2024 because that's when conference play starts, and that's kind of when I'm going to start doing that anyway. In terms of hockey, I kind of lean Montreal. This is not a New Jersey team that I'm going to kind of trust in this spot. They have not been good at home this year. 9-9-2 at home this year, and they're minus 190. So I kind of lean towards Montreal, who's been a little bit scrappy. They're 14-6 on the puck line at home, on the road, which I know the puck line's not in price range, but I'm leaning towards Montreal on this one at some plus money. I feel like I'm a strong believer. The New Jersey Devils are overrated.
They are. They very much are.
They are overrated. Everybody was super high on them coming into the year. I was not, and I think they're overrated. So it would be a lean towards Montreal. I'm not gonna be betting it though.
Fair. I'm gonna deep dive more into this game, especially with Nico Dawes starting. I want to take a deeper look at his numbers and things along those lines, and maybe I'll make a move on this under 6.5.
Sounds good.
Back to the chat.
Are you able to? I'm currently just quickly tracking to see how the system plays are doing this year.
Fair. Number 5, Texas Tech, 9-game win streak, underdogs by 12. All I need to know.
Yeah, I stayed away from that one. That one.
What up, though? Y'all? Let's get it today. Good luck. Good luck, Stop Geo. Lots of college basketball. Just let us know who y'all on, Twins, so we don't have to ask y'all a million questions.
All the plays will be right here when that's one of the things that they're all going to be on the member only when they're ready. So that's where all they are. And Marcos, I'll let you know. I'll talk to you after the show.
Houston back-to-back shitty losses to that. Yeah, hell bounce back though, potentially. Thoughts on Fordham -3? Let's get up the spreadsheet here. Fordham. I have them. Oh, they're -3 now. I see. Slight value on Davidson at the 3 number. I have it at a 1.5. Lots of close spreads in college basketball. Could be some upsets today with them close spreads. Absolutely. I'm on 2 big favorites. There's one thing I noticed. The only two plays that graded out well enough for me to bet are two big favorites, double-digit favorites, which is gross, but I just bet what my numbers suggest value on. Florida, Montreal, Hawks for the win. I could see Montreal and Chicago as the two dogs. We'll see. Only got one play and one lead in the NHL. There we go. Reinhart, anytime goal, and Blackhawks. Yeah, I wanted that under 6.5 in the Blackhawks game. I did. It's down to a 6 now on my.
Is it UPL today?
I'm projecting UPL. Yeah. Rangers puck line. Yeah, that was a nice little casher for yesterday. I was leaning Rangers, just was priced out of it. For today, yeah, with a doubter, yeah. Don't have to bet every day. I skipped hockey, only b-ball for me today. Yeah, I would rather bet hockey than basketball. That's just me though. Wanted to take Blackhawks team total under 2.5, but juiced way too much. Yeah, the Blackhawks just offensively have not been doing anything as of late, which is why they've been such a good under team. And which is why I wanted the under. And I want to see if I can find that 6.5. Yeah. Texas State money line. That's all I really got. Imagine betting an under in a Devils game. This sure isn't the start of the season anymore. Yeah. The Devils have been a little bit more of an under team as of late. 3 of their last 5 games have gone under. The only games they've gone over against were Vanderbilt, Vancouver, and Tampa Bay. Those two offenses are pretty good. They give up 4 and 6 in those games. And I think we could see their offense. I mean, Montembeau's been fine. So Tage over 1.5 shots on goal. You can see that. A lot of Devils guys are hurt. Yes. Let me go over the injuries here. And maybe that might push me towards taking the under and expecting the Devils to struggle offensively. Because they are banged up. They're still without Dougie Hamilton. They're without Thomas Nosek. They're without Timo Meier. They are without Andre Palat. They are without Jonas Siegenthaler, and they're without Jack Hughes. They're missing a lot of firepower up front. Now, granted, Timo Meier could be back today, and he would be slotted with McLeod and Mercer on the second line there. But when you have McLeod centering your second line, something's wrong. Because he's a good depth center, but he's not a second line center. So maybe I might move on that under 6.5 though. Supness, what's good, Lex? Okay, Tim, thanks, bro.
Yeah.
UAB -2. We have UAB at a. We have Tulane as a 1.5 point favorite in that game. So at a 2, it would be a lean towards the Green Wave. Hello, chat, says Lex. Auburn first half. I like Auburn full game. I got Auburn as one of the 2 plays that I had bet today. Got Auburn and I got my Mastodons locked in. Those are the 2 plays I got for college basketball. It's the only 2 plays I have locked in at the moment. Let's ride Davidson. Do you have a hurt list? Yes, I just listed out there with Hamilton, with Nosek, Meyer, Palat, Hughes, Siegenthaler, and potentially Brandon Smith is day-to-day as well. Timo Meier could be returning now. Keep that in mind. Books are increasing. That Avalanche payout yesterday has me more confident to bet against any type of line movement, especially in the NHL. For the Devils, yeah. I'm gonna move on it. I'm gonna move on under 6.5 here.
All right, real quick for the year of 2024, the system plays, which is betting the unranked team versus the ranked team. And I kind of flipped it a little bit. When the spread is 4.5 or less, is 13-8 so far this year. So quite happy with how that's going so far. Hopefully we see more from it coming up. But I figured I throw that one out there.
There you go. So yeah, I'm gonna move on it here. I've moved on it. -115 under 6.5 Devils Canadians.
There you go.
We'll move on to the second game of the card. We're already 25 minutes in, but I like breaking these games down. I need to really talk this one out before moving on it. All right. So we have the Florida Panthers. They're -205. Total 6.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot. where we have this line open up at a 197. It's down to a 194. So we have a slight move towards the Red Wings in this game. This line opened up at a 6.5 at minus 123. And just like last game, the line's moved towards the under. It's gone to minus 110 now for the over. It's moved 13 cents towards the under. 97% of the tickets are in the over. And this is another game where I do have it projected a little bit lower. And we have 26% of the tickets, 96% of the cash is on the Red Wings money line. So, and it looks like we have sharp money on all the dogs today. Sharp money on the Devils, the Canadiens, sharp money on the Red Wings, and we'll talk about it next game. Big bets are coming in on the Blackhawks as well. But on the flip side, who is laying minus 180, minus 200, 205, and minus 275? Not the professionals. So, but on this one here too, we have 74% of the tickets and 98% of the cash is on the puck line. Granted, no game has more than 2,000 tickets tracked. So this is why I can care less sometimes about the market moves in the NHL. And looking at this spot here, I have this game projected for the Panthers around minus 235, minus 240 range. So I do see value here on the home side in this game. And I have this game projected for 6.09 goals. Now, we've seen a track history of unders between these two teams. Granted, a 2-6-2 in the last 10 meetings, the over-under. Granted, a couple of those pushes were 7s. So at the 6.5, that means overs there. The Panthers have won 10 consecutive games against the Detroit Red Wings. Is one thing I did notice as well. Florida Panthers are coming in off of back-to-back losses. They lost 5-4 to Anaheim. That was with Stolarz in net, though, and they lose 4-1 to the Devils. This was following a 9-game winning streak that the Florida Panthers had. Now, I do still think that the Florida Panthers are the best team in hockey. Statistically, they are. And I would only look the Florida Panthers in this game. The only question is, do I want to lay a puck line? And I don't think the answer is yes to that. Now, granted, I can get puck line at plus 120. So let's take a look here. Because the lines moved towards Detroit. That's gross. Minus 139 for the minus 1 line for Florida. But I am confident in the Panthers in this game. I think this is the one favorite that I would lean to on today's card, because we have a minus 180, a minus 205, and a minus 290. I would lean towards the Panthers here on the puck line if I had to get to anything in this game. Do I feel the need to it? No, but this is the only favorite that I'm confident in. If I had to say one team is going to win tonight, like favorite-wise, it would be the Panthers. That I don't think that the dog is completely live. It would be Florida in this game, or Florida tonight. I lean towards the puck line. It'd be minus 139 for the minus 1. I don't think I'm going to pull the trigger on that. I don't think I'm going to pull the trigger on the puck line. I wish it was a little bit cheaper. I wish I could have gotten the minus 1 line around minus 130 rather than 139. Kind of deal with the Panthers. So it's ended up going to be a pass in this game for me. I would lean Panthers only, though.
Yeah, it's probably Panthers or nothing for sure. Just once again, like you, a game that I'm not really too interested in getting involved in. I was not really a fan of this NHL card. Whenever there's 3 favorites that are at least 190 or bigger, I'm not going to be interested in going after most of these games. I'd be leaning towards Florida puck line or nothing. This is a Detroit team that I think is going to start to struggle down the stretch, although they have won 5 out of their last 6. So I think you're going to see regression from them. I don't think you're going to see much regression from Florida, who is only 4 points behind Boston for the number 1 seed in the East. So keep that one in mind. They're slowly working their way up, but I think this is a spot that I would be more interested in going after Florida puck line, if anything, but I'm not going to.
Fair. I head back to the chat, and then we will. I'm just adjusting the numbers here with last night's results for the Blackhawks game, and then we'll so head back to the chat, and then
Monts Devils over 7.
I took the under 6.5.
When does baseball season start? For our East Carolina Pirates for college baseball, February 16th. For the MLB, I believe it's the last day in February or something like that. Something in that range. Or sorry, last day in March. second last name Richard, something like that. We are on Creighton. We're on Creighton today. Hey, Nick, we got ourselves a new member. Mr.
Hell yeah.
Big Mouth Rob is a new member of the channel. Rob, after the stream, or after Nick puts up his hockey plays, I'm currently putting up my NBA plays up on the site. I will be tracking them on BetStamps, taking the screenshot and putting them up on the member only community tab. So keep an eye out for that. We do appreciate you. If you guys are interested to be cool like Rob, and grab a YouTube membership, you'll get our complete card for college basketball every day, along with the other sports if you missed the show. So if you guys are interested in that, boom, like Rob just did, $5.99 a month. We appreciate that, Rob. 3-2, 3-4 type of game. That's fair. Dear God, the Sabres go from a $3 favorite to a $3 favorite again.
Yeah. Real quick, from a couple injuries for the Devils game, Timo Meier will be back in the lineup tonight for the Devils. Luke Hughes, with an illness, missed the morning skate and will be a game time decision for the Devils. So they're getting Meier back, but we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Let's get into the final matchup of the day. And I spent way too much time capping this game to probably not have a play on it, which sucks, but it is what it is. We have the Chicago Blackhawks. They're taking on the Buffalo Sabres. The Sabres are slight minus 285 favorites, total of 6 in this game. I wish this was still a 6.5. I would be on the under if this was a 6.5. At 6, I'm kind of pumping the brakes here a little bit. And let's get into this matchup here. Let's get into the line history in the spot. I did not think we'd see the Buffalo Sabres be this big of favorites back-to-back games. Line open up at a 285. It's still 285. Line open up at a 6.5 at plus 105. It's down to a 6 at minus 108. So we've had a move towards the under, and we've had no line movement on the side. We've had 28% of the tickets and 86% of the cash is on the Blackhawks, but 75% of the tickets, 89% of the cash is on the puck line for the Sabres. So obviously the sharp divide there. Favorite puck line, dog money line, which is why I can care less about these market moves. 78% of the tickets, 78% of the cash on the under. The line's gone from a 6.5 down to a 6. Last night, the Chicago Blackhawks got the win over the San Jose Sharks 2-1. Peter Mrazek was a difference maker last night. He was the reason why the Blackhawks won that game, because the San Jose Sharks produced 3.76 expected goals against. Chicago lost the expected goal battle and won the game in a shootout. Now, this is a Chicago Blackhawks team where I'm scrolling through the games real quick. Okay. They've done it once this year. Which that means the Sabres have achieved this one more time than the Chicago Blackhawks have. And both these teams are trying to do this for the third or second time this season, win multiple games in a row. The Blackhawks have only done it once, and they did it back in, what was it? In December. They won 1-0 against the Anaheim Ducks, and then on the 7th, and then on the 9th, they beat the St. Louis Blues 3-1. Peter Mrazek was a starting goaltender, both of them. We have Soderblom in this game here against what I'm projecting to be Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
Who's been,
by the way, last game, Bobrovsky and Lyon are confirmed for them. Yeah, it's Luukkonen and Soderblom. Soderblom unconfirmed. Luukkonen's been better as of late. He's 10-9-2, but a 2.77 goals allowed average and a 906 save percentage. Which
can we look at it? Can we look at his recent history real quick? Last 5 games. 4-1, 1.4 goals allowed, a 0.95 save percentage, and a shutout.
He's been better as of late. And when it comes to this game, we have the Blackhawks on the road, which are 4-18-1 on the road. So 4-19 on the money line on the road this year. Granted, do I want to lay minus 285 with the team that's 10-11-1 at home this year? No. A team that's won back-to-back games twice this year? No. And when you look at the track history between these two teams, and granted, this is probably the best Sabres team we've seen other than maybe last year, and this is the worst Blackhawks team we've seen in this matchup here. We've seen the draw hit 3 of the last 4 games. And the last 5 games have all been decided by 1 goal between these two teams. We have 6 of the last 7 decided by 1 goal. And the puck line, the Blackhawks have only lost by multiple goals once against the Sabres in their last 10 games. And that was on March 17th, 2018, a 5-3 win by Buffalo, in Buffalo. I'm not an advocate for these. I think the Blackhawks puck line is live. The plus 1.5 at minus 110 is where I can look in this game. I lean draw as well. I lean the draw in this game, which you could probably get a really nice price on this draw here, which I think could be very, very interesting. Blackhawks Sabres plus 375 on the draw. I don't think that's a bad look either. Am I going to be moving on this game? No. I wish this was still a 6.5. I'd be moving on the under. And maybe this is a spot where you take plus minus 150. Never mind. The Blackhawks team total under 2.5, but that's minus 150. So it looks like my only play on the card tonight is going to be Canadiens Devils under 6.5.
I will say I'm not going to have any plays in hockey. I will have a little bit of the best way, because I do want to get involved in this game. The best way I can do this is to go full homer mode. So I will take the Sabres money line and I will parlay it. Where are they? With the Pirates of East Carolina.
Good God.
And I'm gonna buy points just to try to make it a little bit easier. Plus 129. Sabres money line ECU plus 4.5. I'm trying to have a little bit of fun with it. I'm not going crazy. I don't need to go after this game. In terms of head on, if you want to go puck line, obviously Nick, you mentioned a bunch of stuff with overtime, and but if I was to bet the Sabres straight, it'd have to be a puck line.
I found a way for you to get plus 129 for the Sabres today.
Team total,
double result. First period puck line, full game money line for them to be leading at the end of the first period and win the game.
I will say no. And the only reason why is I think if you pull up the Sabres numbers, they're one of the worst in terms of scoring in the first period.
They are. They give up a lot of goals in the first period. And maybe if you like the Blackhawks, the first period could be the look for them.
Because that's the only way I could look at that.
You take a look at maybe the Blackhawks show out early, plus 175. They cash the first period, and then they fall apart late type of thing as well. So, yeah, I don't see too much appeal on this hockey card. I really don't.
I got
sucks, but it is what it is.
So no, you're good. You're good. Go back to the chat for a minute, Nick.
Let's see. Bell 3 or 4.
Marcos, I'm going to message you in a minute.
Okay. I was going to say, can you understand the Marcos here? Or?
Yes. Belmont. You like Belmont 4 and 3. Northern Iowa 2 and 4. The line started out at Belmont -1, and now it's Belmont +2 and plus money on that game. Am I missing something with this one? I personally did not bet that game. I'll take a look at it real quick. Ooh, that might be a Northern Iowa spot. Let's be honest. Nick, I might be adding another play. And Marcos, thanks for bringing this one up. Northern Iowa 9-8 against 11-6 Belmont. Belmont's at home, and now they're a dog. Give me Northern Iowa in this one. Marcos, we're jumping on it. Let's do this. Northern Iowa.
There you go. Over. Yeah. Blackhawks puck line and draw. Well, it'd be the +1.5. It would be the +1.5. It would be taking a goal because the last 6 games have been decided by 1 goal. Or the last 5 games have been decided by 1 goal. And the Blackhawks have covered the +1.5 in 9 of the last 10 meetings. So, for whatever reason, the Sabres do not play well against the Blackhawks. Or they play close games against the Blackhawks. +375 for the draws one. I was leaning Blackhawks puck line last night. Yeah, I bet the -130, but I also was kind of leaning towards the -1. The Blackhawks were one of the 2 teams to not cover the puck line last night. But we'll get into the NBA. it's not the Red Wings. Maybe the Red Wings could be able to put a better performance out there than the Pistons. But
I don't
let's
know
get
about
into
that.
it. Minnesota Timberwolves, 12-point road favorites, total of 223 in this game. Let's switch over from the NBA or from the NHL to the NBA. There we go. This line opened up at a 10.5. It's up to an 11.5. It hit 12 in some spots. It's 12 on a couple books, but actually we're seeing 11.5 kind of across the board here. I think it's only the book I'm using that for whatever reason. Nope, it's 11.5 on my book now too. All right, cool. The line opened up at a 10.5. It's up to an 11.5. Line opened up at a 225. It's down to a 223. So we've had a 2-point line movement towards the under. We have a 1-point line movement towards the T-Wolves in this spot here on the road lane, double digits. Granted, it is the Detroit Pistons. We have 73% of the tickets are on the Pistons, the line moving towards the T-Wolves. We have no cash flow on the spread, though. 3,500 tickets in. 83% of the tickets and 87% of the cash on the over, yet this line's moving towards the under, which is kind of interesting as well. My projections for this game, let's get that up here. All right. I have the Minnesota Timberwolves around 12.5-point favorites in this game. So I think there is about a point of value here with the T-Wolves. And as for the total in this game, one thing we've noticed is the line has dropped. This line, I think, is correct. I have this game projected at 223, but I think the way the lines move is kind of interesting with 83% of tickets, 87% of the cash is on the over, and yet the line is moving towards the under. It kind of tells me the books are not scared of this under money, and it kind of tells me that they do not expect the Pistons to come anywhere close to 100 points tonight. Well, even though they have been putting up points, and this has been a little bit of, or they have been breaking the century mark, but I mean, in today's NBA, that's kind of expected. The Pistons are coming off a win. I'll repeat that. They're coming off a win in their last game.
Coming off a win by double digits. Thank you.
Now, this year off a win, they are 1-3. No, 1-2. 1-2 after a win. That was their fourth win. They're now 4-36. The Pistons have won back-to-back meetings against the Minnesota Timberwolves. They won 135-118 last year on January the 11th. And on New Year's Eve of 2022, they won 116-104. So not only have they beaten the T-Wolves back-to-back games, they beat them by double digits in back-to-back games. Granted, this is the worst Pistons team we've seen in a very, very long time, and I'm not saying they're going to do that, but we've seen in the past the Pistons be able to beat this T-Wolves team. Granted, this is the best T-Wolves team we've seen in a while. This is the worst Pistons team. But even though with the 4-36 record that the Pistons have, they're 17-23 against the spread this year. So they're not, compared to their win percentage, they're not as bad ATS as they are, as people would think. Am I interested in this game? No. I can't take any. I'm not going to take the points with the Pistons, but I'm not going to lay these on the road here. With the T-Wolves, I lean under this game, if anything.
Yeah, I want nothing to do with this. It would be, as crazy as it sounds, a lean towards grabbing points with the Pistons. It's not. I'm not trusting them. They're not good, and I don't like putting my money on them. But I'm not laying 12 points with the T-Wolves on the road. T-Wolves should win this game. Let's be honest. They very well should. I'm not saying that they're not going to, but this is just a spot that I just don't feel the need that I need to get to. So this one's going to be a stay away spot for me, Nick.
Fair. We got a couple big favorites.
There's a couple. There's three.
And if you're wondering what the parlay of the three big favorites today would be, it'd still be around minus 280. Yes, I looked.
Yeah, gross. Who's playing college basketball today? A lot of people are. Oh wait, you already did that one. You're welcome, Tim. In Northern Iowa, it is. Let's get it. Okay, buddy. Okay. Neck cut. The Texans play Super Bowl. No,
they could, but I think that they're going to get routed this week against the Ravens. That's one of the more confident plays I have of this weekend is taking the Ravens first half full game type of thing for them to smash and grab.
What about the Houston Rockets? I think they lose as well. Morning, gentlemen. Morning, Untouchable. System play of the day, -117. Adebayo over rebounds. Tatum over points. This play is 20 cents worse over DK/ESPN bet right now. Well, we can't get on FanDuel, but good luck to you. Untouchable is on the Panthers puck line and the over, and he also likes the Buffalo Sabres puck line today. Good luck to you. Greensboro. Is Greensboro playing today?
Spartans?
UNCG? Where are they?
A little SoCon action?
Against the Citadel. So you got them -11. We didn't bet that game, but good luck to you. Pass on Detroit game, but lean Detroit and under, but pass Wolves only good at home. True. Had a great NHL night. Looking to run it back.
All the favorites won last night, which was frustrating, but I still went 3-2.
Let's jump over to that Knicks game, Nick.
Yeah. We had the New York Knicks. They're 5-point favorites, total 220 in this game. Line opened up at a 5. It's still a 5. I saw 5.5 on some books. That's why I typed it in there. That was the Bovada numbers that I typed in this morning with these. Line opened up at a 220. It's up to a 220.5, so a slight move towards the over, and no move on the side. Let's take a look here. We have 88% of the tickets are on the Knicks, only 2,500 tickets in, so keep that in mind. 93% of the tickets are on the over, and keep in mind very limited sample size for both. But we've had a move towards the over in this game, and we've had no move on the side. I have this game projected at 5.5, so I thought this line was about right for the Knicks. And for the total in this game, I had this game projected in the 218.5, 219 range. So I would have a slight lean towards the under here in this spot. This is not a game I'm probably going to get involved with. We have seen the regression from the Rockets. They've lost 4 of their last 5 and 5 of their last 7. They have played they've played 5 games on the road against Philly, Boston, Detroit, Chicago, Miami. Their only win was a 2-point win against Detroit during that road trip. Now they are still on the road. This is their 6th game on the road, and it's their last game of the road trip before they head home to play Utah, Boston, Portland. So this is the last game of an unsuccessful road trip. The Knicks have actually won 7 in a row against these Houston Rockets. The Knicks coming in off of a 4-point loss as 5.5-point favorites at home against Orlando in their last game. They've won 6 of their last 8 games, so they've been playing good as of late. They're 23-17. They're 21-17-2 ATS. Both these teams are 21-17 ATS. Rockets with 1 push, the Knicks with 2. I have no interest in this game. What's your thoughts here, Knicks and Rockets?
Yeah, I will say I'm not a real big fan of this card. I'm on 3 plays in the NBA today, so it's kind of a lackluster card for me. And this is another one. I'm not going back in the Rockets right now, who are 4-14 on the road this year. If you're going to back the Rockets, you must do it when the Rockets are at home. There's no way to back them on the road. They're not good on the road. And this is a Knicks team. It kind of would be a lean towards the Knicks, but this is a Knicks team I don't trust. I don't trust this Knicks team, although they've been winning as of late. I think they won 5 out of 7. But I don't trust the Knicks right now to lay 5.5 points on them. So I'm kind of just taking a step back because I will say the site has been great so far this year, Nick. It's been mostly NHL and college basketball that have been really, really good to us. NBA has not been as good. So I'm kind of just scaling back on the NBA and seeing what I could do with that. So this is just a stay away spot for me right now. And I'm kind of gearing it back. Robert Morris. Let me pull up. Oh, you already have tomorrow's thing typed up or ready to go. Where is Robert Morris against Detroit Mercy? Sure, why not? We actually had value on that one. On Robert Morris, and we missed it. Oh, you put up the plays. That's why. There's over 3 points of value on that one, and it didn't go up. So yes, Robert Morris today. I'm gonna make a. Let me just go through the rest of the chat, and then I'll put up the rest of the plays that have value. Any draws in the NHL today? Nick likes the draw in the Sabres game.
I like the Buffalo draw a little bit. Not enough for me to bet it. I was profitable with the draws. I've been just trying to keep my NHL cards clean and not try to add little bets like that. But yeah, I was leaning the draw in that game, in the Buffalo game. I also leaned the draw in Montreal too as well. Favorites paired with correct totals made decent plus money. There you go. You went under 7. In which game? Probably the Sabres game. Go Pirates in the under. Yes, go Pirates. If you're interested in a draw, it would be the Sabres game. They don't make things. Yeah, they don't make it easy. Also, 3 of the last 4 meetings between Chicago and Buffalo have gone to overtime. And I mentioned that 5 straight games have been 1-goal games between those two.
Yeah,
I might be betting the Blackhawks plus 1.5 today.
There you go. Lean Knicks, but pass. Lean under. I could see an under. Presbyterian in Miami. Dude, I love when people come into our chat and ask for the most obscure teams. Seriously, I do. It would be a slight lean the opposite way in the towards High Point. All of a point worth of value, but it's a lean towards the other way. And then Miami, Florida versus Florida State. That one we have right on, so no real thoughts on that one. UConn. I kind of lean Creighton. Not gonna lie. Creighton was almost a play for me, almost, but didn't quite pull it. Rockets haven't covered on the road versus the East. Best meme was Thompson OT goal against the Blackhawks. I need to look that up now. Let's head to the next game. I'm going to figure out if there's any college basketball plays that you missed. Yep. We have the Miami Heat and the Toronto Raptors. The Heat 2-point road favorites here. Total of 227.5. This is down to 1.5. So I'm seeing across the board now. Line open up at a 2, down to 1.5. Line open up at 229. It is down to a 227. So we've had a move towards the under. We've had a slight move towards the Raptors here as well. We have 79% of the tickets and 99% of the cash is on the money line for the Heat. 69% of the tickets, 52% of the cash is on the spread for the Raptors. The line's moved towards the Raptors in this game here. And when it comes to this game, I have the Raptors as a favorite. So seeing them at plus 1.5, I have about 2 points of value there with the 1.5. I would look money line with the Raptors here, especially with all this money coming in on the Heat money line, but yet the line's moving towards. And let me take a look just to make sure the money line is moving in the Raptors direction as well. It's moved 2 cents towards the Raptors. So both the spread and the money line is moving towards the Raptors, which is like what you like to see if you're looking to back the Raptors, kind of like I am here. We have Toronto coming in. Everybody thinks they're so much of a better home team. I mean, granted, they're 6-15 in the United States this year, but they're 9-10 in Canada. This is just a bad basketball team. And when you look at it, they're coming in. They've only played 2 of their last 10 games at home. They beat the Cavaliers on January the 1st. Then they hit the road for 6 games. These Toronto Raptors. They beat the Grizzlies to start off the road trip. Then they lose to Sacramento. They beat the Warriors, and then they lose the 2 LA games to end it against the Lakers by 1 point and against the Clippers by 6. And then they head to Utah and get their ass whooped in their final game of the road trip before they head back home and lose by 9 to the Pistons or to the Celtics. My bad. The Miami Heat are coming in on 3 straight wins. They beat Orlando, Charlotte, and Brooklyn. I think it's safe to say that the Raptors are better than Brooklyn and they're better than Charlotte.
I think that's pretty safe to say here.
Yes.
I would look towards the Raptors in this game on the money line. If I had to bet this game. As for the total, I have this game projected for around the 222 mark. So actually, it would be a lean towards an under here in this game for me as well. I think that the Raptors are probably the right side. Plus 105 on the money line, I think is worth a look here with Toronto in this game.
You know what I do with a lot of
Miami games?
Miami games? I pass. I just can't get this team right. So I'll be honest, I don't even try. Because and you'll learn it. There's certain teams that I just don't bet their games, and it's because they're always funky. It's like me with the AL Central in baseball. I was not good with it, so I stopped betting it altogether when two AL Central teams played. Miami, I can't get right, so I continue to just stay away from the Miami Heat games. That's kind of how I've been rolling.
Feels like just everything correlates for me in this game to bet the Raptors. I think I'm going to end up betting the Raptors here.
I'm not going to stop you from doing it.
Yeah, I'm taking the Raptors at plus 105 here. First play of the day for me.
I will say I will be on something in the next game.
Yeah, 24 and 16. They're only minus 125 against a 25 and 15 team.
Keep in mind, it's still. I don't know if you could necessarily do that with the Heat. And I love doing that stuff, and I don't think you can do that with the Heat. But good luck.
I'm on the Raptors plus 105.
Back to the chat.
Yep. Oh, you need me to. Okay.
Yes, I'm going and tracking all the plays, seeing that you put up your NHL. Good job. Appreciate it. And then I just finished putting up the last college basketball, and I'm going to put them up for all the member onlys. So
where do you leave off?
Shows 10 chats for me.
You need a good parlay. Don't bet parlays. If you want a parlay,
Sabres end.
No, I wouldn't. I don't bet parlays. I don't know. East Carolina,
where victories are told of the spirit of the Pirates and their purple and gold. Sorry,
I have value on the mean green in that game. I have them around 6-point favorite, and they're 4.5. So it'd be a lean towards North Texas if I had to bet the game, but I'm not going to. And unfortunately, I won't be able to go to that game tonight because I have class. Which is fun.
Boo.
Yeah. Sorry for asking so many questions. No, I mean, that's what the chat is here for. Coffee. There you go. I think the Hawks beat the Knicks. There you go. First quarter and full game for Miami for LJ. The Heat are 5-0 ATS on road on Wednesdays. Interesting.
What?
On Wednesdays? Yeah, sorry. I don't use those the day of the week stats. I really don't.
Hey, if he's making money doing it, have fun. That's actually kind of funny though.
The only day stat I can really use is to make sure to fade the Jets on Sundays, just because they suck.
Why,
no total for Raps. Adebayo going to feast. Fair.
Wait, is Winnipeg that bad?
No, I was joking. I was saying the New York Jets because they mostly play on Sundays.
You're a dick.
I know. Right, Tim, come on. You're the Sabres fan. You don't remember Thompson scored that goal against Lankinen while he was heading back to the bench? Very funny.
I have to go back. I have to go find a replay of it. I'm sorry.
Unbelievable.
It was probably last year, and I put all those memories behind me.
Yeah.
Besides when the Sabres beat the Islanders and the Sabres beat the Wild both in overtime.
Road Heat. I can see that. Nah, I'm on the Warriors untouchable. He's saying fade road Heat. The Heat are 12-9 on the road.
So. No Warriors.
We'll move on here. A game I was kind of looking at as well. We get the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're taking on the Milwaukee Bucks in this game. Bucks 4-point road favorites with a total of 236 in this game. Let's take a look at this line history in this spot where we had this line opened up and Milwaukee -5. It got down to a 3.5 before some buyback to bring it to a 4. So we've had a 1 point line movement towards the Cavaliers. We have a line open up at a 238. It's down to a 236.5. So we've had a move towards the Cavs, and we've had a move towards the under. 57% of the tickets, 95% of the cash is on the under, which explains the line move towards set under. And then on the side, we have 56% of the tickets, 68% of the cash is on the Bucks, and the lines move towards the Cavaliers. We have 72% of tickets, 53% of the cash is on the Bucks money line, and the lines move towards the Cavaliers. Let me take a look at my projections for this game because I think I remember seeing value on the Cavs here. Yeah, this is the second highest graded play of the day for me to take the Cavs here because my number is graded out for the Cavaliers to be favorites in this game. That doesn't sound right. It does sound right because my numbers have the Cavs at a half-point favorite in this game. The public's on the Bucks. The line moving towards the Cavaliers makes me very interested in Cleveland in this spot. I have this game projected at 237.5. So I think this total is about right, but I think this side is wrong. And I would like the +4, and I would like the +155 with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I'm on Cleveland as well. I don't trust the Milwaukee Bucks on the road as a favorite. And this just seems like one of those kind of quote unquote too easy lines. Although the Cavs have been really good. They've been good this year. 23-15. They're good this year. But you get to get the Bucks who are 28-12. I don't trust them on the road. That's the big thing. They're 9-8 on the road, 8-9 against the spread. Granted, neither of these two teams have been good covering spread, but I do like I do like the Cavaliers in this one. I got them at +4. Just kind of more of a fade of the Bucks than a bet on the Cavs for me.
Yeah, the Milwaukee Bucks so far have played 17 road games. They're 9-8 straight up. They are 8-9 ATS, and if they are a road favorites, they are 7-9. So they've only been a dog once this year.
Okay.
Only been a dog once this year on the road, and they covered as the dog there. But they are the favorite in this spot. I've moved on the Cavs +4 and +155.
Yep. Yo, Mr. Joe Kryptonite's in the chat. Lean Cleveland plus. Yes. Seth, a booty warrior based on his latest meme. Under, yeah. Fade Raptors. I'm fading that game. This one looks interesting, but I don't know about this one, Nick.
Yeah. We have the Atlanta Hawks and the Orlando Magic in this game. And this line's confusing to me. So let's get into it here, where we have the Hawks as 3.5-point favorites in this game, with a total of 231.5 in this game. And the confusing part is the Hawks being favorites in this game. Let's get into it, because line opened up here with the Hawks as 4.5-point favorites. It got all the way down to a 2.5. Some buyback on the Hawks brought them back up to a 4. But there was immediate line movement, a 2-point immediate line move within 20 minutes of the opening line to go to Orlando to bring it down to a 2.5. It's back up to a 4. In some spots, 3.5 in others. Line opened up at a 235. It's down to a 230. So we've had a big line movement towards this under here as well. And we've had a move towards the Magic in this game here. We have 32% of the tickets and 64% of the cash are on Orlando in this game. And then we have 71% of the tickets, 61% of the cash on the under. We've had a big line movement towards the under in this spot. I have the Magic as a favorite in this game. I have the Magic projected as a half-point favorite in this game. What makes me nervous is we have a 16-23 Hawks team who is 10-29 ATS this year. And when you look at them at home this year, they are terrible covering at home. I believe this is the worst. Yeah, this is the worst home team ATS wise. 4-14 straight up, or 4-14 ATS as a home team this year. As a home favorite, they are, I think, even worse. 3-10 ATS as a home favorite this year. So they don't cover at home as a favorite. Question is this a trap? You have the Hawks as a 3.5-point favorite at home, where they are 16-23 and 10-29 ATS, compared to a 22-18 and 26-14 ATS Magic team. Feels like a trap. Maybe I'll fall for a trap, but it looks like there's trap money coming on the Magic as well. Are the Magic to play here in this game?
I'm kind of looking that way. The only injury is Franz Wagner, but he's been out for a little while now. I just don't know. The Magic just have not looked the same as of late. They've lost 7 out of their last 10 games, which is just a little bit concerning. This is a Hawks team I don't want to back, though, especially at home, especially as a favorite, whatever you may do. This is, I believe the Hawks are the worst statistical team against the spread this year. Yes, it is the Hawks, and then it is Phoenix. Like I mentioned, Phoenix was not going to be good against the spread team. Actually, Denver's down there too. They're not good against the spread. But this is a Hawks team that's just been awful. It would be a lean towards the Magic. But at this line, because of how it is, I'm already starting to see some 4s as well. It ends up causing me to stay away.
Fair. This is just so tricky. I would like the Magic. I really want the Magic in this game. I just don't think I can pull the trigger on it. But it looks like the public on the Hawks. So 32% of the tickets, 64% of the cash is on the Magic, and the line's reflected that. It's gone from a 5 to a 4. And from a 4.5 to a 4. And it actually got down to a 2.5.
Yeah.
Go back to the chat. I'm gonna look to see.
Sun Devils, like Arizona State today. Who does Arizona State get? Arizona State's against UCLA. And it's a slight lean towards UCLA for us, but no bet on it. Magic has some key injuries. They have one injury. I think Raptors. Nick leans Raptors. I passed on the game. LOL. Hawks. Good luck. Wagner out for Magic. He's been out since the 3rd. It's IUPUI day. Yes, it is. Go Purdue Fort Wayne. Heavy lean Magic. Yeah, it's old news. I know. Screw it. Hawks are bad at home. It's your Magic money line sprinkle. Kind of like it.
Yeah, they have a couple questionable players. Gary Harris, Marco Fultz, and Wendell Carter all questionable. Franz Wagner remains out.
Pass on the Atlanta game, lean Orlando. That's fair. Vandy today, Mississippi State. Nope, against Vandy. Mississippi State's got Kentucky. I'd be all right with Mississippi State. No to Vandy. Magic fell off. Like the Nets and Houston all started out good but fell off. Yeah, I've seen that with all of them. So
it's also the 4th game of a road trip for them. It's the last game of a 4-game road trip for the Magic as well.
There you go.
I'm going to lay off.
Let's jump into this game, which I just want to pass and move on with.
Yeah. My numbers actually suggest value in this game.
Here you go.
And on the favorite. Let's get into it, though, because the markets are not really saying the same thing. This line opened up at a 16.5 in this game, and the market suggested, yeah, this line's probably too many points. It's gone from a 16.5 down to a 16. Line opened up at a 237. It's up to a 238.5. So we've had a line move towards the over, and we've had a slight move towards the Spurs in this game. We have 47% of the tickets, 64% of the cash is on the Celtics in this game. The lines move towards the Celtics, 92% of the tickets, 92% of the cash is on the over. Lines move to 1.5 towards the over. I have this game projected at an 18.5. So I see some value here with the Celtics. Is this something I'm looking to bet? No. Will I put this potentially as my joke play of the day on Twitter with the sports betting is easy play of the day? Boston Celtics minus 1,500. They're at home. They've never lost a home game this year. All that fun stuff. Yeah, probably I'll put that as a joke. But I have this game projected around 235, so it's a slight lean towards the under. I'm kind of interested in the Celtics laying the points here in this game. Not at 16 though. Simple pass here. Obviously, Celtics 19-0 at home this year. Only 12-17 ATS though, so they've been winning games. So they haven't covered. They've covered a decent amount of them though. No, I have no interest in this game.
I'll be brief. Pass. I'm not laying 16 points on the Celtics, and I'm not touching the Spurs on the road. I know that's kind of I might sound boring or whatever it may be. I'm not interested in this game at all. I'm not going to waste your time. And it's the same deal with the next game too.
I'm actually interested in the next game.
He said Sabres, LOL. For the parlay, yeah, I did. New Jersey, Montreal draw in the NHL. I can see it. Public on Atlanta, cause they at home. Maybe. Leave the bottom teams alone. I agree. Sports betting is easy joke parlay, Nick. So much college chalk in the NBA too. Let's get you for college basketball. You can get minus 1,400 with Furman as a joke play. You can get minus 2,000 with IFPW. You can get minus 4,000 with the Tar Heels of North Carolina, Nick. There you go. Minus 4,000 with UNC.
Hell yeah.
There's your parlay play of the day. Lean Boston to the over, but pass. Is Brown still out? It's an interesting question. Let's look. No, he's not. Ugh. This game is gross too.
And I'm very interested in it.
Oh, God.
I'm very interested in it. Let's get into it. We have the Charlotte Hornets. They're at the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans are minus 12, total 228.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here, where this line opened up at 11.5. It's gone up to a 12. So we've had a move towards the Pelicans in this spot. We have a line. This line opened up at a 231. It's down to 229.5. So we've had a move towards the under. And we've had a slight move towards the Pelicanos in this game as well. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game here, where we have 27% of the tickets and 75% of the cash is on the on the Hornets in this game. And the lines move towards the Parleys in this one here. 57% of the tickets and 93% of the cash is on the under, and the lines move towards said under. This is about 6,500 tickets in. So we have a large amount of cash coming in on the Hornets here, getting double digits, but the line moving towards the Pelicans. And I have the Pelicans as 15.5 point favorites in this game. So I do see value here on the Pelicans. And I was looking at it here as well. When you look at spread in the first half, there's only one team better units-wise in the first half than the New Orleans Pelicans, and that's the Boston Celtics. So maybe you take the Boston Celtics first half as well, maybe if you're looking to cut down the number there. And the more and more I look at it, the more and more actually that appealing that becomes the Celtics first half. I'm interested in the Pelicans first half full game to smash and grab the Charlotte Hornets tonight. And I'm going to move on both. I'm going to move on the Parleys at -7 first half, and I'm going to move on the Parleys -12 full game. In this one here, look for them to just dominate this game and take care of business here. And I'm kind of interested in the Celtics first half. The more I talked about it too.
Yeah, I'm not laying it with the Hornets.
Not at 9 first half. Never mind.
I'm not doing anything in this game either. It's the widespread game. I don't like betting these games like this, so not really interested in going after it. So I'm just gonna. I know it might seem boring. I know I'm passing on a lot of games. There's a 10-game slate, and I only have 3 plays. But the last 2 out of 3 games, I might actually get to the last game. I might get to the last 3 games in general. So there you go. You might actually get a little bit more. But for this one, no, thank you.
Fair. Back to the chat.
Pelicanos, not liking it. I don't trust the Lakers. I'm going to surprise a lot of people today.
Whoa.
Nick, will you be on Houston money line? That's probably what, college or as the free play, the easy play? I don't know, I'm joking.
Oh, that can be the sports
Pelicans first half. So wagon -10 first half. Good luck to you. Hello, Knicks W. Good luck. If Boston full roster, it takes just takes team total over. Boston 7-3 to the over team total last 10 games at home. Okay. Charlotte over, I could see. Pelicans first half smash spot. There you go. IFPW, yes. Kentucky didn't touch that game. I leaned the opposite way with Kentucky, but I did not bet it. All right, ready for me to surprise some people, Nick?
You're gonna take the Lakers today? Interesting.
I am.
We have the Lakers as 3.5 point home favorites in this game. Total 243 in this spot. There we go. I was just tracking my Parleys action there. Let's take a look here. This line opened up with the Lakers at a 3. It's actually up to a 4 now. So line movement towards the Lakers in this game. Line opened up at a 242. It's up to a 244. So we've had a line movement towards the over, and we've had a line movement towards the Lakers in this game as well. 60% of the tickets and 98% of the cash, granted 3,500 tickets in, are on the Mavericks in this game. And the lines move towards the Lakers. We have 58% of the tickets are on the over in this game as well. The lines move towards the over. 64% of the tickets and 72% of the cash is on the Mavericks as well, and the lines move towards the Lakers. That's the money line. So public is all over the Mavericks here in this one, which is kind of interesting in this spot. And I have this game projected around 235.5. So actually I'd lean under in this game with both the line moving up. It makes sense, I guess. I have this game for the Lakers as around a 1-point favorite. So this is not a game I'm particularly getting into. If I was betting this game strictly on the market, this is an easy Lakers play. But I just don't see value on the Lakers at this number, at the 3.5 number. So this will be a pass for me on this game. Market's telling me Lakers though, but my numbers are telling me Mavericks.
I am on the Lakers. I believe this is a Mavericks team that's still going to be without. Luka is questionable, so we'll see. But this is a Laker team that if you're going to back him, you got to do it at home. They are 15-7 at home this year, and they've just been winning their home games. That's kind of the key here for me. Now they have looked a little shaky. They did have a nice win versus Oklahoma City the other night. Previous to that, they had lost 6 out of 8 games. But I am going to be on the Fakers tonight, which means that Mavericks will end up winning by double digits, and I'll get frustrated with the Lakers again. But I'm on the Lakers tonight.
Is Luka in?
He's questionable.
This line's telling me no.
Is Luka still out? He's questionable. Might take a stab with Wemby triple-double. Look, Fakers don't lose at home. That's the thing. Give me Fakers money line at 80 points. That's not a bad idea. USC, Arizona, college basketball best bet. Are they playing each other or? They are. We legit have nothing. It's a 17.5 point spread, and we have the game at a 17.44. So there's no action on that one for us. LSU Tigers. Yes, LSU. I don't care if Luka's in or not. Yes, LSU. LSU is my favorite play in college basketball today.
I would honestly want Luka in order to back the Lakers. and wait. Maybe if they rule Luka in, you can get the Lakers at a pick 'em price.
I think it's already built in, but whatever.
I think it is as well. But we have the Utah Jazz. They're 3.5-point favorites against the Golden State Warriors in this spot here, with a total of 242 in this game. We have the Jazz. They opened up at a 4. It's down to a 3.5. So we've had a move towards the Warriors in this spot here. The line opened up at a 244. It's down to a 242. So we've had a 2-point move towards the under here as well. We have 74% of tickets, 85% of cash on the Jazz. And yes, this line's moved towards the Warriors. No cash flow or any tickets on the total in this spot here. I have this game projected around the 237 range. So it'd be leaning towards the under, but the line's moved towards the under. So it makes sense there. And I have this game projected at 3.5. So I think this line's about spot on for this matchup here. When you look at these two teams, I really don't want to fade the Jazz at home, which are 15-5 at home compared to 7-10 on the road for the Warriors. Warriors are coming in off of back-to-back losses. They played Memphis and Milwaukee on the road. They are currently on a 3-game road trip. This is the last game of a 4-game road trip before they head home to play Dallas, Atlanta, Sacramento, Lakers, and Sixers. They get a 5-game homestand after this game here, the Warriors. Maybe that's where you'll look to back the Warriors if you're looking to back the Warriors. I'm not, and this is a pass for me.
I like the Jazz. And I believe this was my free pick video for ESP last night. I obviously, everybody knows my opinions on the Golden State Warriors right now. They are not the same team that they were, and they've kind of proven it. They are 3 games under 500. They are out of a play-in spot. This is not the Warrior team that everybody remembers. Curry has been great. Everybody else on that team is just nothing. Klay Thompson's a shell of himself. So this is just a Warriors team that I have no interest in backing. And honestly, who's been hotter in the NBA recently than the Utah Jazz? And I know that sounds crazy to say. But the Jazz are, what is this? They've won 6 straight and 9 out of their last 10. It's been a Jazz team that's been really, really good. I'm on them minus the 3.5 in this one, Nick.
Fair.
Eileen Fakers. There you go. App State minus 9. They probably win by 16. Georgia State team total under 65.5. There you go. I'm on the Warriors first half money line and full game money line. Nope. No, thank you on that one. Warriors, best team against the spread on the road.
Where? They are 7-10 on the road this year. And let me grab what they are. That's just straight up as the road team. ATS-wise, on the road, Golden State's actually 11-7. Wow. They're 11-7 ATS at home or on the road, but they're only 10-7. So there's 17 games played. How is that possible? And then there's two better teams on the road ATS wise. Sacramento's 13-7, Dallas is 12-7. So actually ATS wise, the Warriors are covering. They're not winning on the road. They're covering on the road.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
Shouldn't the Jazz be like a 6.5? Yeah, the Jazz should be, in my opinion, a lot bigger favorites, but that's just me. Line is short as hell. It kind of is, but at the same time, a lot of people still don't respect the what do you call it? Jazz. I don't care. Yeah, exactly. Jazz first half, yes. Mark L is laughing. Road Warriors, no. And the Bucks. I do not like either one of your teams today, Marco. I'm sorry. Jazz could be a live dog at some point. Warriors like to blow big leads. Also true. I might go after one more play here, Nick.
This is one of those totals that have me perplexed. And I get it. The Blazers are bad. I'm well aware the Blazers are bad. Let's get into this, though. We have the Brooklyn Nets and the Portland Trailblazers. The Brooklyn Nets are -6 on the road here. Total of 223.5 in this game. And maybe this is just you click the 1-800-GAMBLER button, you walk away from this game. The line opened up at Brooklyn 5.5. It's moved up to a 6. So it's moved slightly towards the Nets here as road favorites. Granted, this is Portland. This line opened up at a 226. It's down to a 223. So we've had a move towards the under here as well. We have 44% of tickets and 91% of the cash is on the Nets. And the lines move towards the Nets here in this game from the 5.5 to the 6. I have 86% of the tickets are on the over in this game as well. And my initial thoughts were this is way too many points on the road to be laying if you're the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets, since starting off the year as our covering darlings, you look at them the last 10 games, they ain't covering.
No.
They're 1-8-1 ATS in their last 9 games. In the last 10 games, they're 2-8 straight up. Their only wins was against Oklahoma City Thunder as 5-point dogs. They went outright, and they beat the Pistons, but they don't cover the 6.5 against the Pistons on the day after Christmas. They have not been covering. They are bad on the road. They're 6-13 on the road this year, and they have not been covering on the road. Their last few road games, they lose by 9 as 3.5-point dogs against Cleveland. They lose by 11 as 4-point dogs against Houston. They lose by, doing math in my head, 27 points against New Orleans as 5.5-point dogs. They lose by 16 against OKC as 7.5-point dogs. They lose in Washington as 6-point favorites on the road, and they don't cover against the Pistons. There's no way in hell I'm laying the points with the Nets in this spot. The only thing is whether or not you want to plug your nose and take the points with the Blazers in this game. And I think I do. I think I want to take the points with the Blazers in this game +6 in this spot. And then, of course, whenever I take the points, I always sprinkle money line as well. And I'll have some late night action tonight because I'm very interested in +6 and +200 with these Trailblazers. What's your thoughts here?
I kind of lean that way. Not enough that I'm going to get to it, but I kind of lean towards the Blazers. This is a Nets team that, hey, when a team's covering galore, I'm going to back them. When the team's not, I'm going to fade them. So this would be a lean towards the Portland Trailblazers. I just don't feel like putting my money on the Portland Trailblazers right now. So that's the only reason I'm kind of staying off this game, Nick.
Fair enough. I will be on the Blazers. I am going to be on the Blazers here. +6, -110, +200 as well. I just can't pass up on what is projected as my highest graded play of the day. Because now, also, by the way, my numbers have the Nets as a 1-point favorite in this game.
I got you.
My numbers have extremely soured against the Nets here for this season. Actually, I typed in that one wrong. 3.64. So it's not a 1-point favorite. I have them as a 3.5-point favorite. But still, I'm gonna take the Blazers in this game. Because I accidentally forgot to put I accidentally put the Blazers as a favorite, a 3.5-point favorite on one of the numbers I use. So still, I'm fine with the Blazers here.
Yeah, Blazers it is. I'm on Cleveland plus, but I do think my Bucks win by 2 or 3. I don't. I threw a $2 bet, a free $2 bet on purple and gold 3-teamer. LSU, ECU, Jazz. We wore purple and gold too. Hey, there you go. I like it. Let's ride. Blazers. I kind of like the Blazers today. 4 people hurt in Cavs. Cavs are one of those teams that are always hurt, so I'm not as concerned about it. Pass on the Portland Nets game. Got it. That's actually all the games for today, Nick. Good work. We'll go ahead and do a little bit of a recap before we head on out. If you guys are new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the good stuff. We appreciate all the support. Check out all links in the description below. They're above Nick's head: YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Check out, become a member of the channel. $5.99 a month, 16 cents a day. You guys can become just like Mr. Big Mouth Rob, which if you guys, if by the way, Rob, it is up now on the member only section where you guys can find all of the plays for ESB on the member only tab right there. Recap time. kind of a short slate for me in basketball. I'm on the Cavs, I'm on the Lakers, and I'm on the Jazz. Nick?
Yeah, I've moved on one game in the NHL. I think I'm going to look to play that Buffalo game live. And I believe might be able to do that tonight after class for the nerd talk. So maybe that's the way that works. I'll be on Montreal, New Jersey under 6.5 though at -115. That's my only NHL play of the day. I'm on the Raptors at +105. I am on the Cleveland Cavaliers +4, +155 against the Bucks. I'm on the Parleys -7 first half and -12 full game. And I'm on the Portland Trailblazers at +6, -110, and +200 money line as well. And for that Buffalo game, I'm going to hope the Sabres score early and I can get a 2.5 at a reasonable number with the Blackhawks. I think that's the way I'm going to approach the game because I can see this game being a 1-goal game. I almost pulled the trigger on the +1.5, but I just laid off.
There you go. That's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll be back tomorrow for another one. Let's go Sabres.